Did you guys hear this like whole Batgirl story that's gone on this week?
Yeah.
This story fascinates me a little bit. Did you hear about this as well?
Yeah.
So, not too long ago, like Discovery merged with Warner Brothers, and so they got like a whole new head in charge. And they had this Batgirl movie, mostly in the can, from what I understand. I think it started the post production process. It would still take some money to finish it up, but they announced that they just straight up are canceling it. Like they're not going to put it on HBO Max. They're not going to put it in theaters. They shot it, but no one's going to see it. You know.
Yeah.
And so the story coming out is that supposedly internally of the people have seen it and test screenings, like it apparently did very poorly.
Right.
So the financial thought behind it apparently is that they think if they put it in theaters and add like the cost of a theatrical run, that they won't make their money back on it. But also, I guess like the added expense that it would take to get it ready to be able to put on HBO Max, like they don't think it's good enough that it would draw in enough subscribers to make it financially beneficial that way. So they're just like, we'll eat the expense and get whatever percentage we can get back as a tax break of
Right.
of
They
that.
figure they'll make more just trying to write it off.
Now, this to me is a hard decision to judge without actually seeing the movie. But my thought is,
If it's on par with the rest of the DC movies, it's utter trash.
well, the thing is, it might be worth the gamble because even like I don't doubt that the movie's probably in rough shape and probably not very good. But we've seen so many shitty comic book movies go to theaters and still do well financially. And I'm like, if they put out a half decent trailer, like it would not surprise me if they put this out and made at least their money back. You know, so
I mean, it's still got some interesting things. You've got Michael Keaton's in there, as
right,
Batman,
and that's
and Brendan Fraser's pretty hot right now.
yeah, I feel like there's enough, like just being like people's first like ability to see Michael Keaton as Batman again, I think would be a big enough draw to very well make their money back on the film.
Yeah, I think you definitely have a shot.
So to me, to just bury it, even if it is bad, seems weird to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It does seem a little weird, but apparently they cut a lot of stuff. Like which I mean, I can understand them saying, "Hey, we got to make some changes."
I can too. The thing I cannot understand though is they've actually taken a few of the movies that were already finished and on their platform off. Like that American Pickle movie with Seth Rogen. Like they took it off for some reason. That remake of The Witches, they took it off.
Oh,
And
I watched that. The American Pickle wasn't he like you went back in time or something, or he was he was pickled.
Yeah, he fell in like a pickle jar or
Got
something.
opened, like,
And,
yeah.
yeah, I didn't watch it. I don't even think it was reviewed super well, but it still seems weird to me that they would take it
cost
off.
anything to
It
leave
doesn't.
there.
They got infinite space to put shit up. So like that's a decision that puzzles me a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about like where they're headed. I think they're trying to get rid of scripted TV shows. They're trying to do more like of their, I guess, Discovery type shows.
Well, I think the plan, and that sucks, but like, yeah, they had this whole thing. I don't think it was like supposed to be released. It was like an internal thing, but somebody got a screenshot of it and put it on Twitter or whatever, where like it shows like they view the HBO portion of the app as like male oriented, quote unquote lean in programming, like scripted stuff. And then the Discovery stuff is more female centric, lean back, like reality type programming, which I mean, I guess maybe they have some demographics that suggest that, but it does seem like a weird thing in this day and age to.
I never really thought of Discovery as being like women's oriented.
Well, it's because these days it's just.
Is it going to be the
It's just yeah, exactly. It's reality TV garbage. Just like
now, I understand where they're headed.
just like TLC, the quote unquote learning channel. It just devolved into just bullshit reality. It saddens me because I really like a lot of the HBO stuff. Like I don't even want the Discovery stuff on that same app clouding up things because it's just to me it's just like bullshit that I don't even want, like just reality-based garbage, you know.
Yeah, I'm surprised Discovery has so much money. Like they bought HBO Max.
I guess, yeah. That surprised the hell out of me too when I heard that, because I'm like, Discovery, like I hadn't heard of, like I thought they were just like a dying cable channel. I didn't know that they had money and were like capable of doing that, you know.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
But yeah, when they announced that merger, I was like, well, DC needs help. Maybe this will, and who knows? Maybe in a couple years we'll see that they are making good moves and it's paying off.
Part of me is like actually a little happy that they don't release this movie, because it means that there's actually some quality control at DC.
Maybe.
Yeah, it could be good. I mean, the content's always going to have a huge amount of value, but maybe they can start doing something decent.
I mean, my kind of thought is they need a reboot, whether that's a hard reboot or a soft reboot anyway. So, like, to me, I would be like, well, let's release the things we got in the can, make as much money off of it as we can, and then start over. Maybe they're right. Maybe this movie was in a state where they could not make, any money off of it. But at the same time, it kind of is a fuck you to fans when they know that movie's out there. And I also feel sorry for like the lead actress and like the people who put all their work into this movie and then it's just gone, you know. It sucks for them. And now we're just gonna get the hashtag that release the Snyder Cut is over. Now it's gonna be hashtag release Batgirl from now until infinity, you know.
Maybe somebody will leak it. They can get their tax cut and a leak.
I mean, they might leak something, but it's still unfinished to an extent.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It just seems like a weird move to me. And like I said, like, I don't know. Even if it's bad, I bet there's a fair chance they could have got their money back.
Yeah, I think they could have gotten their money back. I think a superhero movie, it's really hard to fail with one of those.
Yeah, I mean,
except Morbius.
I was gonna say Morbius, like, even Morbius, I think might have made its money back. I don't know.
Yeah,
but like, I didn't watch those Venom movies. Apparently, they're pretty bad, and they made money.
Venom's a big character, but he's never been done very well, I don't think.
I mean, I guess I shouldn't criticize those movies too roundly without actually seeing them, but I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone to see Batgirl anyway, but
I wouldn't have gone to the theater to see Batgirl, no.
Well, and it wasn't even, they weren't even, the old regime at WB like planned that one to be just an HBO Max exclusive thing.
I probably still would.
Well, we would have made you to review it for the podcast, but, and it might have been good. Like, I like the character of Barbara Gordon, actually. She's one of the better female superheroes, I think, but yeah, apparently the movie was not in a good state.